My name is Melody Landry, and this is my week 4 Rise Self-Evaluation for my Transmedia short story project. Reflect. How did your attitude, logic, and behaviors influence your performance or contribution? What worked, what didn't? Going to this project, I was excited. I thought it would be a lot of fun. I was a little bit nervous creating my own story initially just because I had no idea what I wanted to do or kind of how to utilize everything. So once I kind of got the story down, I felt more confident to move forward. But yeah, my story was basically kind of a romance kind of silly story. It was basically about an alien who landed on Earth when he was just a baby. And these two farmers, Joe and Abigail, found this baby on their farmland. And Joe and Abigail ended up taking in Stanley as their own. They were never able to have kids, so they ended up raising him. But from an early age, they started to notice some rather weird abilities. The first ability that they noticed was that he was able to fly and that he was able to breathe underwater. And so for many years, they kept his abilities a secret. And then when Stanley's about 18, he moves away from home to London City and starts to work as a stagehand at a theater and meets this beautiful dancer named Rose, who is a aspiring ballerina, and he starts to fall in love with her. And so it's just kind of their love story. And then of course there's the antagonist, who's this kind of evil, selfish man who's the son of a mayor who lives in town, who's very wealthy, who has a thing for Rose, and he ends up finding out about their romance and devising an evil plan to steal away Rose. And so it's just kind of that, whole story of Stanley trying to find Rose and capture her from the evil man and stuff like that. So the story was just kind of fun. I ended up creating two blogs for it. One was Stanley's point of view of the story, kind of his thoughts, him kind of just journaling. And then it was Rose's diary entries where she would post about Stanley. So it was basically kind of a story told through journal entry diary form. And it was basically just about a couple paragraphs, sometime a page entries. And so I think that was the biggest bulk of work for me, was creating the content for those two blogs, because it was a lot of writing, and I was kind of writing like a mini series of stories. And so with the blogs, the intention behind those is that readers would weekly follow these blogs, and every week, or maybe a few times a week, the characters of the story would post new content of the story. So it was meant to be kind of an ongoing storytelling process. So in the blogs, the stories aren't actually finished, because to write the content for that, it would take me probably a couple more weeks. But anyways, that was a long reflect question. But next question, inquire. What concepts / techniques do you still need to learn about to gain mastery of the material? How do you know? Ask yourself. As I started working on my projects, I realized I wanted to know more about what resources are available to you. I created a fun little short story animation video parody that I really enjoyed creating, and I thought I did a pretty good job, but there's just skills in video editing that I still need to learn. There's skills in audio that I still need to grow in, which I stated in my previous video that I would like to know more about. Also just, storytelling in general, learning how to write better content. Those are just some areas that I would like to improve in more. Suggest. What could I have done differently to improve your performance or contribution? Ask yourself, if I had more time, I would have. If I had more time, I would have developed the story better. Like I said, the blog posts that I created were kind of like little mini short stories. And so in order to complete the overall story, I would probably need a couple more weeks to complete it, because it's a lot of writing. And I was kind of just writing off the top of my head. I wasn't giving a whole lot of thought to it. So if this was something that I was actually doing in real life to actually create a story and have people read it, I would spend a lot more time on the writing skills aspects of the story. So yeah, elevate. How will you approach similar situations in the future? How does this experience inform your professional objectives? I've learned so much from this class. Honestly, this has probably been one of my favorite classes just because it's been really fun to kind of incorporate everything we've been learning as a whole and be able to utilize that to create an entire story. Last semester, or last class, I mean, we learned all about websites, and that was really fun but also challenging to learn how to create those websites. So it was really fun to be able to use what I learned in the last class and bring it into this class, because for this project I created a website, which is really fun, and I found myself being able to create it a lot faster. So I'm sure I will use all of these skills in the future as a media professional. I know that there will be some way that I will need to either create a website or a story or a video or audio, so yeah. Okay, well that is it for my self-rise evaluation. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.